Mackenzie. My dojang is Seven Tigers Jido-Kwan in Charlottesville, Virginia. That is the style of Taekwondo that I teach under Grandmaster Sung Soo Lee. A lot of people come into the dojang and we want to teach them how to protect themselves against the edged weapon. So we have I call it the basic 101, how to hold a knife correctly and also not to be so full of yourself that you are more dangerous to yourself than no knowledge than with any knowledge. So I'm going to show you how we have our students start to hold a weapon and how to get an understanding, of course, how dangerous a knife is. Most people have a knife, they're holding a knife. This is the knives that we use. They're doing this or this. I teach my students to come into the dojang that they need to hold a knife like this. Holding a knife like this is more dangerous for a person trying to harm you. If a person has a knife and holding a knife like this, they have some reasonable degree of knowledge. The other hand is here. The two hands are moving together. This is protecting you all the time. This is not protecting yourself with a knife. This is getting yourself in some serious trouble. Edged weapon always in front, edge always out, hand behind, narrow fencing stance. Moving your hand around, small figure eights. This is the catch hand. This moves and catches and this cuts. Catch or cut. Always protecting you. I tell my students, this knife doesn't bleed or die, you do. Protect your life, it's all up to you. Moving back and forth all the time. Small steps. If you change hands, same thing. Hands are moving all the time. Back and forth. Catch, cut. Catch, cut. Thank you. Yeah. Good. We're going to do a little bit of moving around, showing you how we practice initially when people first come in to the dojang. I try to teach them how to be able to protect the knife, but also to respect the knife because they're very dangerous. Okay, again, this is one of my first Dan black belts, Steve Russell. Okay, he's helping me. Okay, so first things first, show them how not to get in the fighting stance. Dead, experienced knife guy. First blood, psychological. A real experienced knife fighter will pick you apart knowing that. Okay, so switch, get into your fighting stance. This is how you want to fight. You want the knife to be in front, and you want your hands to move nice and easy. You're moving around like that. This is the catch hand. So this catches and cuts. Number one thing, you want to control the knife. Don't do this or anything crazy with the knife. You just move around nice and easy. Moving, okay? Coming across. Again, when I work with the students, the whole idea about it is when I attack them, I hit with this part. If I hit it with this part, that means that the knife has already went through them. So here, here, in. Knife is back, but I've already stabbed him. Controlling the weapon all the time. Moving. Come back and attack me now. If you said so, see how my hand, I didn't touch it, I deflected it. Coming back. All the time. Always moving, never standing still. Hand is not here, not here, not here. In front, moving. Again, attack. Cut, cut. Controlling the weapon. Okay, again, again. Blocking, cutting, cutting, cutting. Again. Cutting. Moving the knife away, knife goes to there. Again. Now flip it. Go ahead. Again. Cut, 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 cut. Always control the weapon, does not matter. Serious situation, again, come with the knife. If I grab and hold on to the knife, hold the knife, even with the edge. Last resort, hold it. Cut, cut, cut. Again, you attack. Again, knife in front. Don't do this and then allow him to come across. All right? If you have a death wish, he'll make sure he takes it. Again, see? Coming at you again. Do it again. Slide back. Move back. Redirect. Cut. Cut. Okay? Again. Here. 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 I'm grabbing his hand and I'm stabbing. Stabbing. Again. Grab. Grab. Stab. Stab. See how I block? Kick. Block here. Kick. Stab. Again. Grab. Attack. Now you fought. What are you going to do? Okay? Kick. Body come in. Kick. Cut. Down. We teach sword at Seven Tigers Jido-Kwan, and I'll give you just some tips of how we start our students off when they come in, because everybody has an idea of how about sword, and everybody teaches sword differently. Try to make it as easy as possible for them to learn, along with the other weapons that I teach my students. First things first, teach them how to pull out the sword. A lot of people don't understand that the sword is longer than your arm. You need to work an angle in order for the sword to come out correctly. So if you step forward normally and pull out the sword isn't going to come out because it's going to get caught and your wrist is bent and the sword could go flailing off into the outer space. So when you're pulling out your sword, I always tell them, push out the sword just a little bit because it's clearing it from the lock. The hip, hand on top, 1 inch off the edge of it, and pull and step straight off on an angle. And push backwards a little bit as you're bringing out the sword and you're coming straight across to do your cut. You want a horizontal cut because that whole idea is that you're cutting out the eyes so they can't see you. And that's what's really important. If you're fighting somebody with a real weapon, you need to make sure that you disable them as fast as possible. With our cuts, the other part of your hand is here like this. Some people teach a sword this. That's useless. Up, hip coming through, cutting the air, through the air with the weapon. If you're going to come up and do another cut another way, cutting the air. If you're going to slide forward, sword is flat, okay? Or bringing it back. If you're going to bring the sword back here, don't stick your hand out as we spoke about in our other thing dealing with a knife. Sword is in front. If you're going to go up in front, coming across, using your hip, cutting. Cutting the head, cutting the waist, coming down on an angle. The business end of the sword, the last 9 inches. Here, here, not this. This is not a saw. This is the business end that does all the damage. If a person is up here with you, with their sword, one of you is dying because they're already up on top of you. Okay? Hands like this, straight line, in the V of your hand. Practice. This is nothing. Practice using your hip when you're cutting. Thrusting. Pulling out. Remember, when you're doing a sword form, as you see my students are doing, when they come up like this, okay, that's supposed to be in somebody, unless there's Superman and they're picking them up in the air on the edge of the sword and coming back. So when you cut down, you have to pull it out of the person that you're cutting, bringing it up, and then you're going to cut. Pull it out, bring it up, cut. Thrusting, pull it out, cut. Thank you. This is another aspect of sword training. A lot of people do kendo, which is all the stuff. Well, when you're not a poor school, but not a very wealthy school, like most people, we work real hard for our dojang. So I have fencing foils. I feel that they are better suited for what I teach in archery and sword. So I found out a long time ago that when you're doing a swords form, people, Stephen, everybody remembers Stephen, okay? When you're doing a block, stop in front of it. That's where their block is, because they are doing a form. They are not actually fighting anybody. And so this way here, I figured that if we use fencing foils, they get tired of me poking them, they start to block correctly and they're able to move themselves around, and that embraces the sword that they are learning and makes them a better sword person and understanding. So we're going to do a little bit of moving around right now. We'll do it nice and easy. We'll just start with high, high, low, low, just to get a touch. Because a lot of people are used to pirate movies and the Three Musketeers, and they're doing that stuff. This is different, okay? So we'll go nice and easy. And we'll do our Three Musketeers stuff here. All right, and so now we'll start to beef it up. And yes, for those of you out there who are listening to this, we do wear masks, and I do have them wear chest protectors to be able to protect themselves. This is just for video purposes of teaching.